Oh, yeah, it's engineers week.
Yeah, it was fun. It was funny, when the one gentleman there from Rensselaer County, Jack, I forgot, anyways, he emailed me right, right after the meeting, I sent him the stuff for the potential, slip lining stuff for Campbell Avenue.
Okay, then I guess I'll call the meeting order of the Albany CSO Food Communities Corporation and let's see, for the attendance side, I'm here with Bill Simcoe, the president, Chris Powers, treasurer's here, Gary Nathan's here, Luca Hose for the last time, Luca Hose, but he's gonna come afterwards anyway,
Correct.
the Green Island. And
Maggie's backup.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah, back.
Bill Sparks here from Rensselaer and Andrew Golden's here from Troy and nobody from Waterbury, Maggie Alex from Green Island, CDRPC, Mark and Tom. And do we have anybody on? Mike Miller's on. Hey, Mike Miller.
Morning.
Morning, Mike.
Morning.
And that's who we've got. So we've got the next thing on our agenda is the minutes. Does anybody have any comments on the minutes?
Yeah, I have one just that, I was not here. It says that I was present at the last meeting.
So Tom was here. Bill was
And
not.
Tom was here, yeah, and it's showing Tom here.
Yeah. So
We were looking for it. Actually, I'm sure you were.
Yeah.
yeah. Anything else that I have a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Gary, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Let's see, we've got financial report from Tom White.
Okay, we're just shy of 20% completed for the current fiscal year. We have $88,000 in the bank, but we paid out 40, half of that already. To Weston Co. as well as Maddox and CDRPC. The community's balance is a net 45,000 almost. And we are in pretty good shape as far as that goes. We've collected about $250,000 from the communities, Albany, Rensselaer, and the Green Island, I think. Yeah, Albany, Rensselaer, with Green Island, all contributed monies in to pay bills. We still now need to chase down Andrews and Chris.
Well, so Troy and Albany just got disbursements.
Yeah, so we'll work with that.
Yeah.
We'll get through those.
Yeah, if you get that stuff to me, I'll get all the
Disbursement.
invoicing and requests for payment back out to you. And then X number of weeks out, I expect to see money.
Okay. So Goes especially is looking for some money and Goes also has a project that's just being awarded. And I think Goes is taking a little different approach this time than they had to wanting that money from the other communities instead of using their own band for that project. Good news is the project can play the budget.
Yes,
Our engineer's estimate, I think it's below the.
yeah, everything is below, because it was, originally, I think, the consent order said 2.7 million.
total. And we're probably counting engineering, gonna be at around 1.8. So, and we also have a $430,000 grant. So looking good.
Good job. Anything else on the finance?
I think we're in good shape. Any questions?
And Albany, closed on its refinancing, I guess everybody else did too. And did yours close yet? I know there were all kind of paperwork is all.
I haven't heard anything, but I know we signed a bunch of stuff, so no news is good news the way I was. I figured if there was a glitch, I would have heard.
Okay. So, that's, the financial report, vendor invoices. What do we have in our packet? We have a couple vendor invoices for approval.
Your team sent one yesterday and then retracted it.
Yeah, we had one that was for the Pike project, which is an only term component. So we got a CDM Smith and a those little C on our case. And that's it. Are we gonna have the final on Van Buren Street next one, maybe?
Yeah, we should, yeah.
Okay. So, any questions on the vendor invoices? And, Arcadis is all set with their next phase. Contract.
Yes, they ended up. I think everybody signed it now. I gotta check. If it is, I'll be sending that out.
Okay. Cause they should be wrapped up with the design phase.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, can I have a motion to pay the invoices?
So moved.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, PhD disbursements and reconciliations, we've kind of talked about. Project updates. I think, here's an update on the Little C, Manor Avenue, still working on PER.
matter of fact, we have a meeting next Thursday. As to exactly where they are to make sure everybody is. A-okay before we end up submitting it in for approval. So. Estimate is within. The estimate on the consent order.
And was GOES gonna ban for that or just get their money from the communities? I didn't have any grants,
Not yet,
we're gonna apply for that.
We'll probably, Mike, we'll probably be asking Mike or so when we get into design and whatever to start applying for, WQIP and we have money if that stuff is still available. Hopefully it will be.
Yeah, the WIA money comes in under the financing stuff, Gary,
Yeah, I
so
would.
you know.
Yeah. I was just being a little cynical because of the federal money coming down to help offset some of the costs. Maybe getting turned off or shrinking. So the competition for the state money is going to be really up there.
Yeah, it's a tough project for WQIP money. Just because it's a relatively simple separation project. There's not a lot of bells and whistles on it.
Right.
Okay. Well, at least Albany and Troy have VSC financings already in place for that project, so.
Well, I got confidence in Mike that we'll be coming in on budget.
Okay,
Thanks, Gary.
Oh, anytime.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Um, and, the one that's we might be tardy with in terms of the deadline, Cross Street.
Yeah, I emailed Mark and Tom, what was it, last week before, that extension for that. I still haven't heard anything from, I know the DEC and DFC met about what CDM Smith provided them. I have not heard a word back yet on what what they're agreeing with, and then it's hard to put that out to bid if I don't know which of the three plans that they're gonna come up with, so.
Martin is drafting a letter, forbearance letter. Since we met last, Martin's computer died,
Oh,
so we
That's
had to
no-
bring it in here and then we had to buy another computer and to get him a new laptop, so now he's got access to the SharePoint and start working on it.
okay.
So we should definitely get that in. Well, I hope to get something in early next week.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And did we all need to sign a certificate or did we do this before for the October 1 deadline? We have a piece of paper there.
Well, I think that might have been left from the last meeting. Could
Okay.
have been.
I know Martin sent me a whole bunch of stuff I signed last week.
Yeah, I got it a couple weeks ago. So.
Yeah, three different forms. I think one for Gary's project and then one for something you were doing and then a bonus one.
Okay, well. I signed this, I don't know. if-
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's new.
Yeah, I had submitted them, I signed them too, though.
Yeah,
If you need it, good, if you don't need it, awesome.
right, because I know I provided some before for like the completion of Van Buren. I know that back in the fall, I did one, but then, just to be safe.
Yeah, if everyone wants to sign the attached, just honestly, I'm adding the loop on if that was included on purpose or.
Yeah, I just signed all of them and sent them back anyway, even if he has a duplicate of it now, but.
And we talked the last time about whether we had, many of us, had ideas about boat for post-construction. Requirements. I don't know if anybody is able to find themselves a boat and a crew.
Boat face.
Yeah. We have the boat. I don't know its operational status is still undetermined, but I know we did a lot of work to it back in 2016, 2017, and then never used it for anything. This is the boat up for the Tom Hannock, which hasn't been launched, I think, probably in several years. But Nate, my partner in crime at the water plant, I saw him walking in with a new propeller for it last week. So I think, yeah.
Around.
Yeah, and he likes boats. I'm not much of a boat guy, but I'll do it for the team. And he likes boats, so maybe between the two of us and as a group, we'll figure something out. So
Yeah, if you wanna,
we have a license, like a registered trailer for it and, it's a legal operation. So.
Not a ramshackle operation.
Exactly.
You
This
don't
is,
want a ramshackle operation. when
this is
you're talking
above
about
board.
boats.
So, yeah,
Now, does the water purification district have to do anything for sampling on their own? Cause they had a boat, and I think we've used their boat for sampling before. I don't know if there's any synergies there.
I forgot to ask, but I can ask as well.
yeah, if you wanna. You have are you and Gary both still on that board?
We are. There's two votes for you.
The CSO fleet
mhm,
chasing poop down the river.
yeah.
The,
When would we be thinking of needing this?
We gotta start.
2026, May to October,
Oh, okay, all right.
but I guess this year we wanna, just figure out what our budget's gonna be. We were told the post-construction compliance monitoring was not an eligible cost, so we're not using any EFC financing. But if your communities need to budget something for next year,
Okay, if we had to like purchase a boat or rent a boat, is that what you're?
well, we needed to know both how we were gonna have a boat and how we were gonna have people to sample, and whether we we're gonna have the joint venture team involved in
Okay,
any of it in regard. I mean, they have to be involved in regard to putting the report together.
right,
Are we gonna have them assist with sampling, or are we gonna sample with our own forces?
Okay,
Do we have the right equipment?
And the
For
sampling,
sewer district, we're just wondering if we can use their boat. That's all we're.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think the sewer district had previously done some fecal coliform testing also. but-
yeah, they lost some lab personnel though, so I don't know.
Oh,
We can double check on that. But we're probably definitely gonna have to use some outside firm to take a look at the samples and figure out what's what, who's who. If they can do just people, that's fine, but I don't know.
If we're, yeah, we have to figure out if we're using an outside lab for Antero and other parameters.
oh, yeah.
How much that's gonna cost us.
Yeah.
And the scope of work is already spelled out.
Yeah, it was approved a long time ago.
What's the required testing? I'll be good with the required testing.
Well, I think there are like 7 transects in the liver and
I mean, as far as what, tested fecals and what else?
people in Antero, I don't know, Mike, do you remember what,
I don't, I would have to go back and look at everything we tested.
yeah, I think on our website, we might have had the results from
Yeah,
those tests.
Okay, yeah, that'd be a good resource to go back to.
Yeah,
Okay,
and, I think I had, Dana send me the approved
I
plan.
think it was DO too. South option. Because remember that came up, they wanted us to try to figure out why it was so low. We said, it's coming in low. So we're not about to do it outside our boundaries for the pool.
Yeah.
communities.
I'd be willing to bet the approved monitoring plan is floating around on the website someplace.
Do you want me to get quotes?
I guess we need to probably talk to the joint venture team about how we might arrange that. We just need to keep that, I guess, on the agenda to talk about through the year. So maybe by the time when do we do our budget? Is it in June or July? I mean,
It's adopted, by October 1st.
so I guess as we're doing our own budget, we should try to have something from the joint venture team. Mike, if you want to talk with your other partners.
Yeah, I can. I think, this one's a little bit tricky in the sense that this isn't financed through EFC, right?
It's
You
not.
could say it wasn't eligible, which basically means, go ahead, Bill.
Mostly Arcadis that was involved in the post-construction compliance monitoring plan, or CHA also helped with samplers and.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, I think because this isn't financed and this is gonna be financed with your money, out of your operating budgets, you probably just want to internally discuss what resources you have available so that you can limit what you have to pay for. And then we can give you whatever numbers you need.
Okay.
All right, if
Yes.
you want me to take a look at, Bill, if you want me to take a look at that monitoring program and then have a sit down with you to kind of go through it so that we're both on the same page in terms of what needs to be done, then you can have your internal discussion with the communities and say, hey, here's what we have to do. These are the manpower levels. Do we have people who can help participate in this? Or do we want to assign this to the joint venture or some other entity to go out and do it? Obviously, the big expense, probably more than any, there's 2 big expenses. One, obviously the lab costs and whether Albany can help us out with that or whether they got to go to a third-party lab, and the boat, right? If you guys have the boat and you have a captain, then that's a great cost savings.
And there were some things that were done in the field, like the DO and things like that. That was.
Yeah, that's what we'll have to look at it and really go back and say, okay, are we responsible for doing any more monitoring of the tribs as part of this? Are we responsible for just in water monitoring at this point. I'll review the plan and then I'll go over it with you, Bill.
Okay,
We can talk about it at the next meeting, whatever you choose.
okay, thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Is there any other business?
Just thanks for your service, Gary. It's been a pleasure working with you. Sorry, we didn't have a golden donut for you to take.
Well, I'll still be here. I'm just gonna switch hats from Gahoes to Green Island.
Oh, okay. So that means Maggie's not gonna come anymore?
Well, I think we'll cover together for a little bit,
Okay.
but, yeah, maybe I'll take a back seat, but we'll see. He's more of an expertise than I am.
That way you don't have to scramble for somebody also on the subcommittees.
Right, that's great.
Gary's already designated, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
No change.
Yeah, paperwork's already in.
Well, now will you
Okay,
have
Bill.
branded,
Bill will have to be designated for goes.
Yes.
yep. Will you have branded, like shirts for Green Island like you do with Canoes? That's
They're
my,
not as nice as that.
Well, they're nice. It says Green Island. There's a little patch and it's got, engineer on it.
all right, that's good. I think that meets the standard.
Yeah. Always like to paint a target on
Oh, okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.